A great battle is approaching. Our hero, Nathan Bright, has finally stepped into the dark side. He has now been claimed by Ian, and shit is about to go boom. If you're new to my channel and you're lost in the sauce, go watch my full playlist on Weatherman, then come back and watch this video. Alright, let's get into it because it's about to get crazy. Our story begins on Venus. A spaceship crashes and we see it was Ian himself. He was on Venus. You see, he was tracking someone down and he tracked them to this very bar. But the thing is, the person he was tracking, the person was here already. Someone called his name. It was Metal Molly herself. She introduced Ghost, but Ian knew Ghost. He was my favorite character because Ghost wasn't even human anymore. He transferred his mind to a technological landscape. Using high-tech drones as a skeleton, he projects his image of himself on the skeleton. That is how he moves around as a human being. He is pure machine with the mind of a man. Enough glazing Ghost. They had to test if Ian was still who he was supposed to be. They brought an innocent towards him, gave him a gun, and told him to blow this poor man's head off. And at that moment, he had deja vu. He remembers just a few days ago, he was given a gun and told to do the exact same thing to a pig when they were trying to remind him he was a psychopath. And that didn't stop him. He pulled the trigger just like that when everyone thought he couldn't. Ian Black was back and he killed this man without remorse, without concern. This simple act made Metal Molly so happy she licked his face. Now it was time to move. You see, back in the command ship, they were watching every single thing he does. Some people didn't trust him. Not only were his memories not wiped, he buried them so deep another personality formed. He was technically crazy. They didn't know who they could trust. Could they trust Nathan? Or was it Ian? And worst of all, they forced out a buried personality. Would he still be their ally? Or would he be an enemy? But Amanda was going through her own battles. She remembers the last day, the final conversation she had with Nathan. She remembers how he gave in so the world could live on. This didn't feel right because right now there was a tracker in Nathan that was supposed to attract a goddamn kill missile. He was already dead. He just didn't know it yet. Right now, he had gotten to his mission. Right now, he was supposed to be scanned. And we see our boy Ghost get into his robotic body and send the car back to his ship. God, he's so cool. As soon as he was on the base, it was time to get scanned by the psychic. They knew each other apparently. She called him Uncle Ian. And in one smooth gesture, she scanned his very mind and she saw everything. Everything. And she wasn't shocked. Looking next to her, she reported what she saw. And we see was Jenner. He was here, the killer of Earth. And as soon as the people in the command ship saw this, they said, yeah, killed that prick. Now, Amanda wanted to speak her mind. She wanted to say this was wrong. She said the president is using this for votes, but it was too late. You brought him here. I didn't kill him. You did. You could literally see the guilt on her face, but Ian had another thing on his face. Rage. This was the man who took his child. This was the man he hated above all else. But this guy didn't even care. He was too mellow about everything. He just told him his backstory. He told him how he wants the world to die because humanity doesn't deserve to live. We are a virus. We are a plague. Yada, yada, yada. I told you, he was the leader of a cult of suicidal maniacs. They wanted to die, and they wanted to take everyone on Earth with them. Freaking psychotic. And worst of all, he wanted Ian Black to come along, willingly. Back on the command ship though, Amanda was getting escorted out. But she was the toughest agent. How dare they think they could hold her? She simply just took a ship and left. She wanted to save Ian. She wanted to save Nathan. But Nathan didn't even need saving because Ian was in control. Ian made a choice. He broke out of his cell and went straight for the man who deserved death above else. But he wasn't even running. He was staring into the fire. He knew Nathan was behind him with a knife. He didn't care. He let Nathan make the choice. And Nathan, well, he made the wrong one, stabbing into his arm, removing his tracker. He decided to join them again. leaving behind his tracker for the government to find. He had joined a group of terrorists again. A few days go by, and we follow Marshall tracking someone down. And we see the person he was tracking was Amanda herself. She was going through it. But Marshall was a good dude. He not only saved her, he also gave her a place to rest. When she came out, he told her a little bit of his origins. This was his home with a wife and a child that was lost to him on Earth. He explains that he understands her pain. She deserves the pain. They all do. But right now, there was a battle that needs to be fought, or people were going to die. He needs her for the next part. And the next part was going to take place on Venus itself. Because you see, they were wondering, this seems very incomplete. Something was missing. Then she realized it on the spot. The government always lies. They had a backup of the same virus, and they were not even protecting it well. Because at the base, Ian, Jenner, and the other outcasts were there, and they were causing chaos. Ghost was holding his position. He even transforming into a Jaeger body with the other spare parts and laying waste to all the forces. He was good. This was the very reason Ian joined forces with this crew, because the government keeps lying. They said they destroyed this weapon, but it still exists. This made Ian doubt everything. Is there even a good guy on this side? They made the weapon in the first place for use, and now they were blaming him like he was the devil. Humanity is the devil. And at that exact moment, one of the soldiers thought it'd be smart to attack Jenna. But my guy is like Deadpool and Wolverine combined. He has a healing factor. He picked the soldier up and fried him, literally with one arm. And the next step was to open the vault. Thankfully, they had a psychic that was really, really strong on their side. She took control of his mind, and they gained access to the other virus. And at that moment, Amanda and her crew were pulling up. They called the president to cuss her out. You lied to us. The virus still exists. Why? The president tried to play the top secret card, but this was not the time. She just wished Amanda good luck. And Amanda, yeah, she went diving in. Herself and Marshall had a mission they had to execute. And White had her own mission to execute. She had to do battle, Jaeger to Jaeger. And it was crazy. Sadly, we don't get to see it because more fun was happening on the inside. Amanda entered the base, failing to realize that a psychic was already running rampant here. She started playing tricks on her mind. Marshall, on the other hand, was too focused on killing folks. Pulling out his pocket watch and seeing his family one last time, he was about to avenge them. While Amanda, well, she was seeing all the painful things she had done to an innocent man, so to speak. Worst of all, she was about to blow someone's head off. But the thing is, she was about to blow her head off. The psychic was going to make her commit suicide. So Marshall had to make a choice. Forget his vengeance and save his friend. It was an easy choice. With his perfect aim, he took out the psychic and her robotics all at once, freeing Amanda from the mind control. Right outside, though, White had done enough damage. She was about to even take him out with his own gun, but he simply just hacked her and possessed her Jaeger. He was tech after all. But White wasn't a fool. She jumped out and went straight for his core, where his mind was. Placing a bomb on it, she blew that shit up, killing him once and for all, and taking their ship back. But sadly, the mission was a failure. They gained nothing, and the look on Ian's eyes told them what they needed to hear. We are enemies. The next time I see you, I'm putting a bullet in your skull. Battle lines have been drawn.